Alright guys, I am back with one more homeschool curriculum video. Today I am showing you what we are using for our pre-K, Carsten and Annorah. So let's jump into it. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Katie. I'm adding up Addingtons, and I'm so glad that you've stopped by. I am a mother of 8, and we homeschool, and which is what I'm talking about today. But we are also former foster parents. We're an adoptive family. We love to travel and adventure together, and we just kind of cover all the things. So I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and stick around with us, because we're going to be sharing lots of cool stuff, and I love to encourage you. Now, when I say pre-K curriculum, I use the term curriculum very, very loosely. At the ages of 4 and 5, my pre-K kids mostly need to be playing. I do actually have a video that I've done before on my favorite resources for 3 and 4 and 5 and 6-year-olds. My favorite learning resources, educational toys, that kind of thing. That is our primary focus in pre-K, along with some various occupational therapies and things that we will be working through to help get ready for kindergarten the following year. But I do want to show you, we use the Sonlight curriculum, fiction, fairy tales, and fun. Now, if you are looking on Sonlight's website, this is going to be labeled as level T now. But I purchased this when Gavrel was like 3. So this is a much older version. It is not exactly the same, but this is what I have. And it is still a really quality program, so I'm going to continue to use it. What I love about this program is it's just primarily a lot of really good books and resources, and sort of the developmental level in which to read them. It is not a super structured program. It does not have to be checked off each day. The idea is really to engage these little young minds in pre-K, and make them hungry to learn more and sort of lay the foundation. So this is a little bit different from other Sonlight levels. If you missed my 5th grade, 3rd grade, and 1st grade videos, I will link all of those in the description box down below. But as opposed to older Sonlight levels where you are picking out your history, Bible, literature, and then your language arts and your science program and your math program and everything, and sort of piecing together the grade level that you want, this is sort of all in one. This kind of covers everything. So I do not have like separate language arts and science curriculums and things at this level. It's all in here. So I'm going to kind of show you by subject area, but these are not like super cut and dry. So for Bible, we kind of take a first pass. This is the Family Time Bible in Pictures. These are very, very short little stories from the Bible in chronological order. So this is sort of our first pass through the Bible in story form, if you will. We will take 3 or 4 passes through the Bible in story form in increasing detail, but this is the first one starting in pre-K, and it's just very honest. It is a very honest picture Bible. It doesn't like sugarcoat things per se, but it is still kind of manageable chunks for the little guys. And along with it, we will be reading poems and prayers for the very young. This kind of is language arts and Bible. Bye. All right, my camera battery died, so we're back. All right, so sort of the cornerstone of this pre-K level is just quality children's stories. So we have the 20th century children's book treasury here. There are all kinds. There's Francis. There's Make Way for Ducklings. There's, oh goodness, Where the Wild Things Are. Lots of great ones. And then there's also this HarperCollins treasury of picture book classics. You can kind of see the covers. If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, Mommy, and Crichter, and Harold and the Purple Crayon. This really introduces lots of varied language and art styles and just all kinds of cool things. To go along with it, we have the Book of Mother Goose. We will take several passes through Mother Goose, actually, just learning about language and rhyme and rhythm, and some of these classics. You would be amazed when you read through literature, even for adults, how often some of these nursery rhymes and fairy tales are referenced. So this really, I mean, it seems kind of silly to like read Jack and Jill Went Up the Hill every single year, but it's really amazing how much this lays a foundation for literature for the rest of their lives. And then in a similar vein, there's a big emphasis on fairy tales. So we have a first book of fairy tales. It's a DK book, Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales, the tall book of nursery tales, just telling the classics, Little Red Riding Hood, Cinderella, Jack and the Beanstalk, Frog Prince, because again, so many of these get referenced in literature throughout the ages. So having this foundation of fairy tales really prepares them for other literature forever. There are also some author-specific anthologies here. So we have Robert McCloskey, there's Eloise Wilkins, there's Virginia Lee Burton, so lots of fun things there. And then there are a few other standalone books that I won't go through everything on, but I will tell you that at 4 years old, Gavrel had Horton Hatches the Egg completely memorized from beginning to end. So, the Flip Flat Body Book. This is one of my kids' favorite. It is literally falling to pieces because my kids have spent so much time flipping through it. But this covers digestion in the first unit, and then it jumps to senses in the middle, and then it covers reproduction and how a baby grows at the end, so which, you know, has always been sort of a pertinent topic in our house because I've always been pregnant when we've read through it. This will be the first time we read through it that I am not pregnant. So lots of fun. We love this one. Our animal friends, this one talks about lots of different farm animals and sort of their personalities and habits and the care and keeping of them on a real life farm, and sort of just what life looks like for those animals. So this one is sort of a fun, silly conversation starter. And then Richard Scarry's What Do People Do All Day? This one is more of like a social studies sort of thing. This covers so it covers like the fire department and what they do. There's like how the post office works. There's a farming and a grocery store. There's a flour mill and a bakery. So just lots of different things. Kind of gets kids thinking about like, how does our society work, and where do all these things that we use come from, and how do they get there, and how all of those things interact. So that one is a lot of fun. Now, as far as like math and logic and stuff, at this age we are really focusing on patterns and shapes and recognition of those things. So we have this Matching Bears game. This is so well loved, I don't even have the box anymore. But this is like a memory game with these bears. And then we have Mighty Mind. This is like tangrams, and again, mine is like falling apart because we've used it a few times. But I actually have all my cards in this 3-ring binder. The idea is that you start with these pictures. In the beginning, it tells you which pieces you need to use to make this shape, but they get harder as you go through. Anyway, this kind of helps with that visual, spatial, and pattern recognition, being able to put the shapes together and see equivalent areas and how much space something takes up and how different shapes can go together to make a new shape, all of that kind of thing. So those games are really kind of the primary math work at this level. And then the one sort of structured like school thing that we use at the pre-K level is this My First School Book from Handwriting Without Tears. Now this is sort of a precursor to handwriting skills. So like on this page, you put your crayon on the spot and scribble it in. So you're practicing like hand-eye coordination with your pen to the paper in a specific spot. Anyway, but this is like early handwriting skills. Like you can see here with the A, capital A, before they even like learn to write the A, they're just practicing these great, big, broad downward strokes. And then we transition to what does the letter look like within its own bounds. And there are numbers and colors and shapes, and just kind of covers a broad range of everything and makes those connections between the visual and the auditory, like what sounds, so like the A there, you saw the alligators drawing the lines down. So this is meant to be done with crayons, so that it is still, that it's not super fine motor yet, but it kind of is beginning to build and strengthen those skills and muscles that they need to do that. So this is sort of the school-y kinds of things, and this takes very little time most days, and it's fun, it's exciting for the kids, and they feel like they are, they get to do real school with the big kids, but it's still just very developmentally appropriate, and it is a multisensory approach, which is good in particular for a couple of my special needs kiddos. So we did get these for them, and now I already own the instructor's guide for this that I purchased when my older boys were younger, so I have that. Anyway, so that is fiction, fairy tales, and fun for pre-K learners. Oh, I guess we will also, as an entire family, I covered it in my 5th grade and 3rd grade and 1st grade videos, but we will be using the TalkBox.Mom Use German at Home book and app. This is everyday language for families. These are the phrases that you use with your kids, like, hey, let's get a snack. Do you want to go to the park? Can you please feed the dog? Things like that. And so it is meant to be a subscription box program. Unfortunately, I discovered that after I created our homeschool budget for the year, so I have not been able to try out the full subscription box at this point, but hopefully I will be able to, and so far I have been really impressed with the book and the app. As always, I will leave my Sonlight referral code in the description box down below. I put that in the description of all of my videos. This is not sponsored. This is actually what I use with my family, and we paid all of our own money for these materials, so this is truly what I use and love. But they give those referral codes to everybody who uses their program. So if you would like $5 off of your first $50 order from Sonlight, you can feel free to use my code down below. And the TalkBox.Mom actually has a similar program where if you refer someone, they will get $15 off their purchase of their first box along with the book. So if you want to order a box and the book together, you'll get $15 off. So I'll put that down there also. Please let me know if you have any other questions about our homeschool or our curriculum choices or what our day looks like or any of those things. I'm so glad that you have stopped by. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you again very soon.